Hello, and welcome to today's edition of Trojan Talk. I'm Neela Cole, and joining with me here today is Dr. Scott Nokes, who is the Director of AI4 Initiative. Welcome.
Thanks for having me today.
So first off, I want to go ahead and start by asking, what are the numerous types of AI that's so far being used here at Troy University?
There are a lot. I mean, maybe more than I can count. We were actually having a discussion in class today about some students even talking about how annoying the Snapchat AI is. So the ones that we normally see students using are Copilot and ChatGPT. Copilot's the Microsoft branded version of that. A lot of Claude and Perplexity, which is the Anthropic version. Gemini. I had a student tell me that she uses Metas.
Oh, okay.
So there are many of them that students will use.
And with all those variety of AIs, what would you say is the pros and cons when it comes to using those? There are different platforms, but there are also a lot of, positive and negatives to those as well.
Yeah, well, so obviously if you're using it for your coursework, it depends on whether it's allowed for the coursework. So we'll leave that question aside right now, right? The positives are there are a lot of parts that it can just make more efficient, particularly on the English department in the writing process. The problem with that is that it also flattens it out and makes it blander and often will remove ideas or put in vague language. And so it tends to be not a good tool, not a good creative tool. And so, I appreciate they call it generative AI because it generates something, but not creative AI because we really need the human to do the creative part.
What would you say is your guidance for faculty and students to use AI?
So we talk about authentic assessment, and that is, okay, what am I trying to assess? Why am I grading this? What am I trying to get the student to learn? And so the student, and so the faculty member will set their policy for the class, and sometimes for a specific assignment according to what they're trying to assess. So for example, I have a class in which there's one assignment that no AI use is allowed at all. There's another assignment in which some limited AI use that I've marked out for them is allowed. The other one in which it's go for it because of what I'm trying to assess in that case. So what the student needs to ask is like, okay, so what is the policy? What am I being required to do? Sometimes they're not always in the position to know why, but that's what you want to do. I would also say, if you're going to an AI for your ideas, you're not going to the right place. AI can just give you the most cliche ideas. That's not where the human-based creativity is. And so one thing that we often talk about is we want our AI use to be human-centered, right? Ethical and effective and human-centered. So the human is in charge and making the robot do the scut work, not the robot is coming up with the ideas and then making the human do the work.
Well, Scott, lastly, where can viewers go to learn more about Troy's AI policy?
If you go to troy.edu and look for artificial intelligence on there, we have a page that keeps up with all the latest that we're doing there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting here and joining with me and talking about AI, Scott.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining this edition of Trojan Talk.